Yes, good morning, students. In this lecture, we'll discuss about experiment 3. So, what is experiment 3 and how to do that, right? So, experiment 3 is simply C++ program to declare a class and declare the pointers to that class and initialize and display the content of the class members. Class members are nothing but data members as well as member functions, right? So we have to access the class data members and member functions by using uh, class pointers. So that is the main intention of or aim of this experiments here. So we'll go for the procedure. So in the procedure, first the similar procedure, first we have to include, it is common in every CPP program, include the header file iostream.h, convo.h if required here. And Windows, this is for color here, which is not supporting in all compilers. Some compilers may support, some compilers may not support here, right? So this is experiment one. This is step one, and next step two, create a class. So create any class. You know how to create a class by using class keyword. We have to create the class. Give the name of the class is rectangle here, right? With the following members as public members. So we have to declare as public members here. So members are length and breadth as data members, initialize, get area, display as member functions. So these are the members of the class rectangle here, right? And then final step 3 is create a main method. That is a main function we have to create here. And within the main function, create the class object first. So its name, you can give any name here, but I'm giving it as a rect here, and create the object pointer. So that is object pointer variable class pointer here of the rectangle class here. This is in step 4, right? So after that, all these we have to do inside the main function. And step 5, so once a class object and object pointer have created, assign the address of class object to the object pointer here, right? So that is address of rectangle is initialized or assigned to the class pointer here, right? So and for that we have to use some ampersand operator to access the address of a variable. It is similar to that one here. Next, step 6. So after in step 6, what we have to do here, call the member functions. What are the member functions we have within the class? Initialize, display, and uh, initialize and display member functions are there. So those we can call by using class pointer. That is a class point object pointer here, right? So to demonstrate here, member functions access using class pointers here. Similarly, in step 7, so once the member function access is over by using class pointer, so then you have to access the data members using class pointers here. And here what we have to do is initialize the data members by using different values by accessing using data pointer object pointer here or class pointer here. So that we have to do in the step 7, assign values to data members of class using class pointer object. So to illustrate or to demonstrate data members access using class pointers. So finally, again, what we have to do here in step 8, call the member functions, initialize and display using again class pointer. So in order to display the data of the or content of the data members, right? So these are the 8 steps we have to follow in order to uh, uh, in order to demon in order to 8 steps we have to follow here in order to complete the experiment 3 here, right? So then we'll go for the coding here, and I'll show you the coding how we have to do all these 8 steps here. So the step 1 is common. We have to include a header file. Here only one header file is enough here. Hash include iostream.h, and using namespace is common here. And step 2, what we have to do here, we have to declare a class, right? So this is what class declaration. So you can say this is class declaration. What is the name of the class here? Rectangle text given. This class is the keyword, and rectangle text is the class name here. This is the beginning of the class, and data members. What are the data members here? Length and breadth are declared as a data members here. Data members. Length and breadth are declared as data members. Both are integer type, and these are public variables only, right? So then member functions. So this is the, what are the member functions? Here we have three member functions. One is initialize, get area, and display. Three member functions we have to define here, and these member functions are defined inside of the class itself here, right? So initialize member function, what it does here, which is initializing the data members values, that is length and breadth values here. So which takes the parameters length and breadth, and these are used for initializing length and breadth values. Next, another one is get area method function. The purpose of the get area function is to calculate the area of the rectangle. So, and which returns the result here. So what it does here? So return 2 into length into breadth. It is a formula to calculate area of a rectangle here, right? And finally, display function. The display function is used to display the uh, um, values of length and breadth data members and result here. So here what we are doing here, display function int area equal to get area, so which is calling the area method. So the area method will calculate the area of a rectangle, and that return value will be stored in this variable, area variable here, right? And finally, these statements are used for displaying the result here. So rectangle information. So this statement displays the length, and this statement will display the breadth, and this statement will display the area here. So see out length equal to whatever length you will give, that will be displayed. Breadth whatever you will give, that will be displayed, and area. So this area value will be displayed here. Finally close. So this is the purpose of the display function, and close the end of the class declaration. This is what here, end of class declaration, right? So then what is the next step? The step you can see here. So here the include header file is over, class declaration is over here. Next, to create the main method. Third step is what here, we have to create the main method. In the main method we have to create it. Within the main method what we have to do here, so we have on step 4, create class object and object to pointer here. So these we have done here. So with the class, how do you create the class object here? Rectangle test, this is the class name, rect is the class object, and asterisk class ptr is the class object pointer here. So this is what declaration of creation of object. You can say class object, simply I'm calling object and class object pointer here. Object pointer is class ptr, and object is rect here. Now then what is the next step here? So once we have done here, in the step 5, assign the address of class object, that is the address of rect, to the class pointer. So in the step 5 that we have to do, you can see here. So this is address, ampersand is the address operator. The address of rect object we are assigning to the class pointer here. So that is assign address of rect object to class pointer. That is a pointer here, right? So now again we no need to use object anywhere here. By using class pointer, object pointer, we can access the all the members of the class here. So that we are doing here, that next step. So you can see here comment accessing member functions using class pointer, that we are doing. So cout using data member access here, and this is only for message. Now we are doing here, how we can access here, class pointer, it is a pointer to object, right? So class pointer, when we use a point, generally if you want to access the member functions of a class, we have to use a dot operator, because it is a pointer class pointer. We have to use the arrow operator here. So if it is an object, what we have to do here, we have to use the dot operator, object name dot member function name. But here it is a class pointer, because it is a pointer, we have to use the arrow operator, class pointer arrow initialize. So the initialize function will be called in which we are passing two values 10 comma 5. So 10 is length and 5 is breadth here. So which will initialize length value is 10 and breadth value is 5 because we are calling the initialize function here. Next to class pointer, call the display function. So display function, what it does here, so this display function will be called, so which will call the get area function, and with the what are the values of length, 10 and 5 here, length and breadth is 10 and 5, so which will calculate 50 into 100, right, 2 into 10 into 5, then 100 will be calculated and area value becomes 100 here. So this display function will display the length is 10, breadth is 5, and area is 100 will be displayed here. So these two data member functions are accessed by using what here, class pointer. So, and another concept is accessing data members using class pointer. Data members means what are the data members here? Here length and breadth are data members here. So we have to access data members by using class pointer here, right? So here cout using data member access here. So class pointer and length. I'm giving that its value is 2. So this is an initialization of the data members by using class pointer, right? So class pointer length equal to 2 and class pointer breadth equal to 3 here, right? So now call the initialize method, that is a member function, right? Initialize member function. So by passing the length and breadth values, class pointer initialize, I'm passing the what is here, length value. So class pointer length here and class pointer breadth values we are passing here, then call the class pointer display function. So the display function will what it does here, which will display the area, a length, breadth and area, right? So the display function itself calls a get area function here. So because get area function will calculate the area of the rectangle here, right? So this is about, and finally return statement, right? Return 0 and finally close here. So these are the about experiment 3 here. So this step 6 we have seen, and step 7 also. So assign values to data members of class using class pointer object. So this is step 7 here, right? So accessing data members using class pointer, this is step 7. And step finally, call the member functions initialize and display by using. So this is in the same, you can see here. So these are calling of initialize function and display function is a step 8 here, right? So finally close this one. So this is, let us see the execution of this one here. Run this code. So now you can see the output. So using data member functions access here, first we have given length 10, breadth 5, area is 100 here, and when we access the data members by using class pointer, length value given 2, breadth value 3, and area is 12 here. So this is the output which we get, right? So thank you. This is about experiment 3, right? In the next lecture we will see about experiment 4.